now I've got it back up. Let me see. I've got to remember how to change it to subscribers only. There we go. Perfect. All right. So I can't use my mic anymore. I can't use my mic that I have over here that I use in all of my videos and all of my content. If it's plugged in and I go live, I have no chat. I have no options, no nothing. I just tried going live first and then plugging it in, and it erases the chat. It makes it where I can't see anything, even after I unplugged it. So I guess I can't use my mic now because YouTube is weird. No other app does this. Nothing else does this. TikTok doesn't do it. I've gone live on TikTok. I didn't really like going live on TikTok, but I tried it. Trying to plug this back in. But TikTok doesn't do it, and as far as I know, Instagram doesn't. I've only been live on Instagram once. Yeah, I used to use it all the time, and just it started causing problems. I think it was some type of update. Some type of update with YouTube. Because again, no other site does this. I use my mic all the time when I'm recording content and everything else. So it's YouTube. It is definitely YouTube. But we're going to see. I was supposed to come on here at 3, but then I rescheduled it. So I set it for 3, and then a friend of mine invited me out for like a early afternoon type, not early afternoon, like early evening, I should say, type thing. And I just got back. So I just got back in. And so that's why I rescheduled it for 8, because I was assuming I would be back home by 8, and I was. I was back home at like 7, my time. So hopefully that didn't mess up too many people, but it is what it is if it did. Because I come on here and do this shit for free. And do coaching for free on here. So either people can join or they can't. Is what it is. This lipstick that I have on dries out my lips like crazy. So needed some lip balm. Well, I'm glad it sounds clear. I don't know if it sounds any different than when I use my mic. I'm assuming it does. And those of you that are joining me, if you're new to me, I go live once a week and I answer questions about manifestation, law of assumption, law of attraction. If you got spiritual topics for me, anything. 12 your time. So 12 midnight or 12 oh yeah, you're in Cali, so noon. Yeah, I'm not a morning person. Hi S. I am not a morning person, so you guys will not get me on here in the morning. I'm just letting you know. Unless it's like late night, because I'm trying to get my sleep schedule back, but typically I am a night person and I go to bed at like 1 to 3 a.m. my time. But lately I haven't been able to get to sleep. Like last night, it was horrendous. I didn't get to sleep until 7 in the morning. So I woke up and like rushed and got ready and then went to meet my friend because I didn't wake up until 3 p.m. I find it interesting that people will subscribe to me because you had to be subscribed for at least a minute just to come into my chat and like say the most stupid things. Like, why? There's so much better things to do. Like, if I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me to subscribe to somebody just to comment stupidity. Because all that's going to happen is I'm going to ignore you and I'm going to put you in timeout. That's all that's going to happen. Like, it's not going to get you anywhere. And yeah, I miss living back east. Sorry, west. I miss living back west. I am going to move back as soon as I can. I do not like it out east, but it is what it is for now. So if you want to call that a current manifestation, sure. I don't know exactly where I want to move yet. It's more than just the weather. It's the people, it's the culture, it's just out east is not for me anymore. And I was born here and I grew up here, but I lived out west for 10 years. You've been fighting a cold for 2 weeks. That's horrible. Yeah, I do have a black lace mask. Where it's at right now, I don't know. Gotta love ADHD. I forget things. Oh, here it is. I literally, so I wonder, because I have stuff pulled up on my computer right now. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. So I'm gonna see if I can show you guys. This is my desk setup. So this side is clean and organized and everything else. It's not chaos. But the other side of my desk, because it's an L desk, has like a bunch of notepads on it. It's got my mask. I've got my drink over here. I've got my lip balm. I've got my supplements. I've got books. It's not complete chaos, but it's just there's stuff, right? So yeah, I did have the mask. It was under a book. So I found it. It's right here. Does ESP exist? I don't know what ESP stands for. Oh, ESP. I mean, sure, because everyone is you pushed out. So everything that you think is true is true. Um, and still getting attention from peeps on the dating apps. One guy even offered to bring me meds. Yeah. I'm not going to wear it right now. No. I'm not wearing that type of mask right now. Number one, I have makeup on the lower part of my face, so I'm not going to wear that. Number two, I want to be able to freely drink my tea. Thanks. But no, I'm not going to wear that right now. The pink one. I don't know if you mean gold. I have a gold one. This one, it's gold. If you mean the one that goes on the lower part of my face. This is gold. It's maybe like a rose gold, but it's gold. Mel, well, in another current moment, you're still out west, right? Which western state would it be? I have no idea. That's why, like, so I've got to make this extremely general when I script, and I haven't even scripted it yet. This is just like a thought that I've been having, like I want to be back west again. But I think I need to just make it general because I don't know where. I'm considering a lot of different places. And I lived in Arizona for 10 years. I would move back to Arizona, but there's many different places that I'm considering. Nevada, Texas, maybe Cali. I don't know. I don't know. Cali's okay. I've visited quite a bit. I've stayed there a little bit, but I don't know. I guess I kind of like being a little bit more inland. But yeah, I'm not sure what state yet. So I guess when I script it, I'll just make it very general. You were born in Washington. Okay. Yeah, not me. I am was born and raised in Georgia, and I've lived in Florida. I've also lived in Cuba. Um, let's see. I've lived in Alabama. I stayed in West Virginia for a little bit. I let me see. I'm trying to think. And that's why I'm considering Nevada because I've stayed there a little bit. As far as Texas, that would be a whole new animal because I've never lived there. I only drove through. So maybe stayed a few nights, but it would be a whole new adventure. And I'm down for it. And that's why I said I don't really know exactly where I want to be. And so it's harder to quote unquote shift to that reality or manifest it if you don't even know what you want. So I just need to make it general. Like the opportunity to move to a place that's more aligned with what I want, I think is what I need to do. I don't know what you're asking on too much, Rain. Um, Only thing I don't like about this mask is that I had to put a different like backing to it, and sometimes it drives me nuts. Like either it's too loose or it's too tight. There's no in between. That's me being this is my OCD, guys. When I said I have OCD, this is one of them. Like if something is too loose or too tight on me, like the filling, it'll drive me nuts until it's fixed. So when you guys see me messing with my mask, that's what's going on. I edit this out of my videos because it does happen when I'm wearing some of my masks, even the lower ones. Like I'll adjust them and I just edit that out of the video. I also edit it out if I don't say something correctly and then I'll re-say it. So again, part of my neurodivergence is OCD, and right now I'm stimming. If you guys know what stimming is, this is stimming to me. That's why sometimes you guys see me grab stuff and I'll mess with it. So as far as like my OC, like I said, it's like more like things have to be a certain way. And then with my dyslexia, sometimes my brain is faster than my mouth. So I'll be talking and it'll come out as complete freaking gibberish, or I'll be talking and I'm ahead of myself and then I have to back up and then say it over again. But yeah, I'll edit that stuff out. Um, the other part of my dyslexia is I skip lines. So when I'm reading, I sometimes have to read things 2 to 3 times before I actually get all of it because I'll accidentally skip lines. Is it like grounding yourself to be calm? I don't know what you're asking. Grounding myself to be calm. If you're asking about stimming, it's a normal thing for a neurodivergent person to do. Usually people with autism, ADHD, or ADHD, and I have autism and ADHD. So stimming can look like what I'm doing. I'm fidgeting with this. This is why fidget toys were made, right? I'm fidgeting with this like lip balm. But stimming can also be someone twirling their hair. Another thing that I tend to do because I have long nails and these are my nails. They're not fake, they're real. I paint them myself. Is sometimes I'll sit here and I'll do this and I will put my nails inside of each other and then flick it and then do it like this. And sometimes I don't even know that I'm doing it. People have pointed it out to me. People have pointed out, like, I'm sitting there talking and I'm sitting here doing this while I'm talking to them. And they're like, why are you doing that? I'm like, doing what? And they're like, with your hands. I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize I was doing it. So force of habit. I don't really care for fidget spinners. And that's what I'm saying. But my point is those were created for people to stim. For me, it's more so also that it helps me keep on track. It helps me keep my focus. You've worked with people with autism, okay? Yeah, I have a whole series on my channel for neurodivergent people. I just posted a video for that series. And I need to record some more content. So either today or tomorrow. But I also have a new video for my church series posting tomorrow. It's going to be an off-camera one though. Mel, can someone shift to being neurotypical and or someone shift to being neurodivergent? Absolutely. I know people that were diagnosed with autism, ADHD, etc., and now they don't have any of their quote unquote symptoms. Mine don't bother me. I work with mine. That's the difference. So it doesn't bother me. And I feel like neurodivergence, because society is very ableist, is made into something bad when it's not. Everyone's just different. Everyone thinks differently. It's kind of like there are people out there that don't have an inner monologue. They don't hear thoughts. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with them. And you see, hold on, my lipstick is like all over the place. Okay. Is that there's nothing wrong with that. But people make it out like it's something bad. I've actually heard people call them NPCs, and that's just wrong. It's kind of like I can't visualize. And I didn't know there was a term for it until I think it was like a year ago. It's called aphantasia, which means that you don't visualize in your mind. I don't. I don't visualize when I am awake. I do have visual scenes when I'm dreaming, when I'm asleep. Some people don't even have that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And see, especially in the manifestation community, just my opinion, people are gaslighted so much. Like if you can't visualize, there's something wrong with you, or you're lazy, or you're not doing it right. If you can't script there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just you've got to work with your uniqueness and your brain to quote unquote manifest. I don't have an inner monologue, and I really don't even think in pictures. I just think in concepts. That's interesting. And see, I have an inner monologue, so it's hard for me to understand what that's like. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you there's something wrong with you. Tiana, how do I manifest my hair back when every time I look in the mirror, my line keeps receding and I'm starting to see my scalp? Great question. So, my hair is fine. My hair is naturally wavy. Like when you guys see my hair wavy, that's my natural texture, okay? But my hair used to be very thick, extremely thick, and spiral curls, okay? It was hard for me to style it, it was hard for me to work with it, and I wanted it like this. But what happened is I would say after my mid 20s, early 30s, my hair started thinning. And this is why I'm bringing this up, okay? My hair started thinning. And like you mentioned, I started seeing my scalp. And see, you can't really see my scalp. Like my hair is not extremely thick, it's medium density, which is what I wanted. Um, but you used to be able to, like, you would see my scalp so much, and I didn't have a whole lot of hair at one point. And so I understand what you're saying because it was very disheartening for me. My hairline obviously isn't receding. I'm not a male, but um, it was disheartening because most people, their hair is like part of them, right? Part of their look, part of their aesthetic. And so I wanted it like this. And so what I did, and this might be something you could do, is I printed up photos of me that were edited, okay? Where I made my hair the density and the look that I wanted. And I put them on the wall, and I would imagine and say that those were me at this time. Like, oh, look at me at the beach. Look at me out with my friends, right? All of those sort of things. And I would say even last year, like over a year ago, my hair did not look like this. Okay. It was thinner than it is now. It wasn't as voluminous. It was it was difficult to style because it wasn't thick and it was just too thin. So yeah, it can still happen. You just have to stop focusing on the mirror. Don't worry about what the mirror is telling you. I always say the mirror lies, the actual mirror, right? It's just part of your 3D reality. And we all know reality is selection. So you select the reality you want to experience. Okay? And you select that by being it. So already imagine that your hair is full and thick. Already imagine that your hairline is where you want it to be. You can even imagine a different texture if you want. I went from spiral curls and thick and hard to deal with to now fine hair, medium density, and naturally wavy. So now, if I want to wear it in my wavy style, it's easy. If I want spiral curls, I can put curlers in my hair, and trust me, it will be spirals. I should do that. I should do that in a video. And if I want it to be straight, it's easy for me to straighten. That's what I wanted. This, I literally washed my hair last night and put it up in these like heatless rollers overnight. I didn't do anything else to it. That's the effortless type hair that I wanted. And so I got it. Adama. Is it Adama? Trying to manifest my SP secure a contract so I can raise money, then apply and go for my master's in Canada but all seems far-fetched. Am from West Africa, the Gambia to be precise. Okay, so number one, if you have a particular person in mind, why are you calling them SP? Who is this person to you? If you came to me and said that I want a better relationship with my partner, I want a better relationship with my girlfriend or boyfriend, I want a better relationship with my husband or wife, I wouldn't know any different, right? No one here would know any different. When you're saying SP, and a lot of times when people, like in the twin flame community, because it's just an SP community, when they say twin flame or when you say X, right, you are causing separation psychologically with this person. If this person was with you, you wouldn't be saying SP. It's kind of like when people come to me and they want to better their relationship with a family member, right? They're not saying, how do I fix the relationship with SP? If they want to get back in contact with a friend that they haven't seen since high school, right? They're not coming to me saying, how do I get communication with SP? They say, I want to talk with a high school friend that I haven't heard from in however many years. They have no social media, whatever the case is, whatever the scenario is, right? Why? Ask yourself why people always say SP when it comes to just love relationships, just romance. So that's number one. Stop calling this person SP. Number two, as far as getting the money to apply for your master's, why is that far-fetched for you? Because think about it. There's probably people out there that have done exactly what you're trying to do, right? They've gotten their master's in Canada. And how is that far-fetched? It doesn't matter what country you're from. So ask yourself that. How are these things far-fetched if others have done it? Tiana, did that make sense, what I said? And I don't know if you're a male or female, but I know that most people that talk about receding hairlines are males. So usually female pattern baldness is different. Sanjana, how it'll work on someone who doesn't know I exist. Sanjana, you are the center of your reality. You are God, universe, source, spirit, higher self. I don't care what you call yourself. You could say, I am a holy cow, and every time that I moo, I get everything that I want, and it will happen. As long as you fully identify with that. Okay? So if you are the center of your reality, that means everyone outside of you, including me, can only exist because you are aware of our existence. So why wouldn't a person want to be with who makes them exist? Ask yourself that. And how do you know this person doesn't know you exist? You're aware of their existence, correct? So that means that you have met this person, you have been around this person. Who's to say that this person didn't see you and say, oh my gosh, you know, I don't know if you're a male or a female, but that's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. Or that's the most handsome man I have ever seen in my life. How do you know? How do you know this person didn't say that about you and is nervous to even come talk to you? How do you know? Serious question. What does that matter? What does that matter? Celebrity doesn't matter. You can look it up on YouTube, I believe, but there was an interview with Jason Momoa, okay? Aquaman, okay, if you're not familiar. He also played in Game of Thrones, okay? When he was little, he was watching the Bill Cosby show. okay, with his mom. And his mom was a single mom. She was struggling. She barely could pay bills, okay? They were not from money. He was watching the Bill Cosby show and he told his mom, "That's my wife." He said, "That's my wife right there." And of course, you think it's cute. Oh, that's so cute, a kid, you know, yada, yada, yada. He ended up meeting her when he was older and they got married. So how can you not? You just need to know it like you know your first name. That's it. Know it like you know you have air to breathe. Do you physically see the air in front of your face? Do you see the oxygen? No, but you know it's there. That's how you need to know your desire. You are already with this person. I don't care. I don't care if they're famous, if they're I wouldn't care if it was Jeff Bezos, okay? And people talk about, you know, in society, let's bring up Jeff Bezos for just a moment. In society, a woman that is, say, 55 years old, like his current wife, okay? 55 years old, single mother of 3. What does society say about that type of woman, no matter what? Oh, she's hit the wall. No man wants her. No man of value wants her, right? Jeff Bezos just married a woman just like that. And he's the 3rd richest man in the world. And he dropped $55 million on his wedding. Now, $55 million to Jeff Bezos is the equivalent of $15 to someone making $60,000 a year. It's nothing. Nothing. I think that man, I did the math. I'm trying to remember exactly because I don't have, like, I wrote it down. I actually wrote out the math on it. I think he makes $7 million an hour. It's like $7 or $8 million an hour or a minute or some craziness. Yeah, he's the 3rd richest now, correct. I looked it up before I did my video on it. I like my holy cow example. People laugh at it, but that's the point. Like, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to like, manifestation is not supposed to be rigid. It is not supposed to be this, like, you have to do this many things. Alyssa, hold on. Lisa Bonnet yelled at me to get out of her way at an Annie DeFranco concert at the Wiltern. That's interesting. But yeah, Lisa Bonnet. I was trying to remember her name. But yes. Jason Momoa 100% manifested marrying her. 100%. And I believe they're divorced now, but that doesn't matter. Like, he still manifested that. This one, see, when I'm talking about OCD, this one hair is driving me nuts. This one too. I think it's the same one. It's the same problem child. My eyes are gray. Alyssa, we all made him rich. Amazon made him rich. I mean, think about it. There was so many other companies out there that could have been as rich as Jeff Bezos that didn't make it. Jeff Bezos started Amazon for selling books. Books. Literally. Books. Okay? I told you I have books near me. He was just selling books. That was his dream, was to sell books online. And now look at it. Oh, you have gray eyes too? Gray eyes are so versatile. So people will think my eyes are green. They'll think that they're blue. All that sort of stuff. It's based off of what I wear. And I proved this before because right now you'll probably see, because they're near black, that they're gray, right? But, hold on. If I put blue near it, they will automatically change colors. If I put, and these are sticky notes. Well, I just messed that one up. Whatever. It doesn't matter. And if I put green, they'll start looking green. Like when I wear green or purple, purple's another one. Hold on. I think I've got some purple. I could also go near this and they'll look more green. Or if I have purple eyeshadow on. No, they're gray. And all my life, I thought that they were blue. And then I thought that they were green. And then people told me, oh, your eyes just change colors. And then, what was it? I think it was a few years ago. I went to an eye doctor to have an eye exam because I actually wear glasses, guys. Like, I wear glasses. But I went to an eye doctor and I told her that I've been told that my eyes are prismatic, meaning that they change colors. She looked at me, she's like, no, your eyes are gray. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, so what does that mean? She's like, they take up the color that they're near. This is why there's 50 shades of gray, because if you put your eyes next to blue, they're going to look more blue, or different types of colors, right? If you put it towards certain other colors, they're going to look more green. That sort of thing. Mel, what's funny about the holy cow joke is that when you mention it, I was walking down the street after picking up takeout and walked past an ice cream shop with the same name. It's a holy cow ice cream shop. That's interesting. And that's just further proof. Your awareness is everything. I said, holy cow. You focused on that. And then you see ice cream with it. I've actually had people tell me that after that, they saw a cow like on social media or just in person. Sanjana, even Randy Orton's wife manifested him. She always used to say he's her BF one day. At show, he couldn't keep eyes off her. Quantum entanglement. They are married since she was commoner. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know who those people are, but yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I really enjoy is when, like I've told you guys, like I get trolls on my comments and stuff like that. I just ignore them. Or I just send them an emoji. And they eventually delete their comments. Like I quite enjoy it. It's like you have nothing better to do. What time is it? It is 8:44. Let's say I've been on here 40 minutes, approximately. I don't know. It seems like things are better when I'm on here on Friday evening or on Saturday. Sorry, Sunday, not Saturday. When I'm on here on Sunday afternoon. Oh, they're very entertaining. I like making them feel like they're insignificant by not even acknowledging them. Because that's all they do. They try to get some type of response or some type of emotion out of you. And then when they don't, it's like they spiral. Yeah, I need to see if these other. I have like 2 different styles of backings I can use for my masks. I want to see if one of my other ones would work better, because this is the one like that I have on this one. I put this on it. So this part goes on the mask. This part goes in the back, and I can tighten it. But I have some other ones too. I don't know where they went. So. But yeah, it seemed like things were better. I don't know, like more people in here and more coaching and stuff like that on Fridays and Sundays. Maybe Saturday is not a good day. I don't know. I've also tried during the week. During the week hasn't been bad. Like I've been on here like on a Wednesday. Just varies. And if you guys are new to me and are in my chats, I post content on manifestation, law of assumption, etc. And I come live once a week to answer questions. Basically to coach for free. So that's what I'm on here for. Adama, can you please talk about self-concept in the most simplest way? I have a whole video on it. Whole video that I recently did. I forgot the title of it, but a lot of people liked it. Self-concept is identity. That's the simplest phrase I could ever say. Self-concept is identity. So you want it simplified? There you go. My parents are strict. I want to manifest trip outside of my country. Okay. So you're already outside of your country. You're already on the trip. I literally just went over that, Yazan. I literally just said what my channel is about. And you could also go out of this and go on my page, and I have a whole description on my bio on my page. I literally just said it. Literally just said what my channel is about. I was, because I'm a little hungry again. I was gonna have food and come on here, but I was like, oh, that's kind of rude. It's kind of rude for me to eat and be on here, so decided against it. Yeah, Adama, self-concept's identity. That's it. It's who you say you are. And how you say others interact with you. Simplest way. So when people say you have a crappy self-concept, I kind of side-eye it. I'm like, there is no good or bad. There just is. Humans assign good or bad. Now, you could have a self-concept that goes against your desire. Sure. You're not going to shift to that reality if you are not being the person that is experiencing it. I guess that could be a crappy self-concept. But most of the time when people say you have a crappy self-concept, they're talking about self-love and confidence. If self-love and confidence was all you needed, so many people would manifest. And they wouldn't, like, there would be no coaches. There would be no coaches. Okay? Think about it. And I've said this in some of my other live streams. Kanye loves Kanye more than anyone loves anyone. His self-esteem, his self-love is through the roof, right? But that man is freaking miserable. He's miserable. His person is Kim K. That's his SP, if you will. And he's trying to replace her. He's trying to move on, and he can't. He is miserable. So much, he replaced her with someone and is making her look like her. I'm just saying. So if all it took was self-love, Kanye would be much happier than he is. But he's not. It takes a lot more than self-love and confidence. Like, you don't even have to have self-love or confidence. I've seen people manifest things, shift their reality when they didn't think they were the best thing there is. Like, people not thinking they're the best for a job, but they get it anyway. People thinking that their person is out of their league, but they get with them anyway. How can you forget your first love? I don't know. You have to answer that. I can't tell you how to forget something. That's on you. Does that make more sense, Adama? Mel, the recent success story with a woman in her pregnancy is truly amazing. It gives me trust in knowing that one day I can have it too. But right now I want to travel. Hey, then travel. I'm a mother, okay? My son is 20. He literally just left for work. I don't know if you heard the door ding or whatever. It's my alarm system. He just left for work. He knows that I'm on here. He knows what I do. And I'm going to tell you right now, travel, girl. Travel. Do all the things. Because once you have a baby, your entire life is that baby. Your entire life is that baby. You are no longer Mel. You are now whatever name you give your babies, right? Mother. Once you're married, you are no longer Mel. You are husband's name's wife. And that's just how it is in society. You completely lose yourself. You lose your identity. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that there's anything inherently wrong with it. I'm just telling you what is. So, do all the traveling, all the things, because once you have kids, your entire world revolves around them. This is why I stopped at one. I love him to death. Wouldn't take him back for the world. But I definitely do not want more kids. And that includes dating someone with small kids because I know what that takes and I know what I would be signing up for, so therefore I don't do it. Adama, yes, I just have to focus on having my desires, not necessarily working on self-concept. yeah, so working on self-concept, I mean, that's insinuating you're working on your confidence or your self-love. Self-concept is identity. Who do you say you are? Who are you being? And how do you think others are relating to you? Right? I'll give an example here. I have been every size there is, okay? When I was younger, I was very skinny. I was a size 0. I understood what that felt like. And I could never imagine what it felt like to be obese or bigger, even though I had people around me that were obese and bigger and tell me how their day to day is until I experienced it myself, right? And then I lost the weight and now I'm a normal weight and normal size, right? I'm a size 4 to a size 6. And now I know what that feels like, right? Those are all self-concepts because they're all identities. But what happens is, let's say someone is obese and they want to lose weight. They want to be smaller. They want to be fit, right? They feel like they have to be this certain size, that they have to love themselves. You don't have to love yourself. I didn't love myself when I was obese. Not at all. So I ignored the mirror. It's exactly what I did. I printed up photos of me when I was younger, when I was the size I wanted to be. I printed up photos of a model and edited her hair because she's brunette. I made her blonde. I cut off her face, right? Like, so that way it would look like me. And I put them all over my wall. And I said, look at me there. That's what I did. Right? So even though I was not happy with my current body, and other coaches might say your self-concept was in the toilet, I still lost the weight. I still got the body that I wanted. Curtan, if the feeling of the desire starts to feel muted or boring, does that indicate you are closer rather than, excuse me, when it feels overly exciting? It depends. Some people manifest by feeling excited and feeling like over the moon about their desire, right? Other people like me, I just know things. I make the joke, I drink, I know things, okay? And they happen because I can just know something once and it'll happen. I don't need to be excited over it. I don't need to have all these emotions. Okay, this is why I say emotions and feelings are not the secret. It's your knowing, it's your identity that is. Okay, so do you need to be overly excited over it? No. Is that an indication that it's coming closer? Sure, if you say it is. Whatever you say is. You are all that is. You are reality itself. You are center of your reality. So whatever you say goes. So if you feel like not being excited over it brings it closer, cool, then it does. For me, if I obsess over something and I do all these affirmations and I do all this scripting and I do all these things, it makes it not happen. For me, I have to channel into my squirrel brain, okay? And think about it once and then move on and go to the next dopamine hit, and then that works for me. So it just depends on you. It really does. JJC, I realized I start to spiral when I'm not hustling and trying to strive for my desires. Okay. And see, everybody's different. See, I'm not into the whole hustling thing. I call it my lazy girl method, but yeah. Magic 8 Ball. I don't manifest through excitement. Normalization works better for me. Yeah. And I have a whole video on that, on talking about your normalcy as your default setting. It's it's the Jeff Bezos video, I believe. How 55 million is not a lot of money to him, because to him now, the Jeff Bezos we know now is worth over $220 billion. You guys don't understand how much $1 billion is. Most people don't. And if you put it in perspective, right? And I said this in that video. Him spending 55 million on his wedding is essentially like someone that's making 60,000 a year spending $15 on their wedding. Right? That's the equivalent. That's his normal. His normal, like he can drop $500 million and not bat an eyelash. Okay? It wouldn't affect him. But if you talk to Jeff Bezos back in 1995, he would have had a freaking cow. We were talking about cows earlier, so why not? Right? He would have had a cow. He would have flipped out. He would have been over the moon excited and flipping out if $7 million hit his account. And I think if I'm remembering my math correctly, because it's not near me, it's written down somewhere else, but that man makes like $7 to $8 million an hour. I think that's what it came to. It was like 200 something million a day. Okay? That's how much he makes in a day. One day. He makes more in a minute than most people make in an entire year. Okay? So his new normal is $55 million on a wedding is nothing. That's a normalcy. Okay, JJC. Well, I want to be able to relax and know, so it makes me kind of sad. I really want to get out of the mentality so I don't burn myself out constantly like I have been. It sounds like you are living in a fight or flight mentality. And that's often because I myself included have been there. You may have grown up without anything, or like in my case, I've been homeless, right? I grew up in severe poverty. So it did take quite a bit for me to have the mentality that money comes to me effortlessly, that I don't have to hustle for it. I don't have to work hard for it. I mean, you guys see this. I don't get thousands of views on my channel. I don't get the level of engagement that some of these other manifestation coaches get. But I promise you, that doesn't stop anything. I still get bookings. I still have people buying my services. And this isn't my only source of income. So I'm still taken care of. Alyssa, I know I will be excited when I see my wife wake up next to me every morning. Perfect. Yeah, Jeff Bezos makes mega millionaires look poor. To him, if someone came up to him and said that they make $2 million a year, he'd be like, that's cute. He literally makes that in like 10, 15 minutes. Alyssa, and then I will be glad that I expected to see her every morning. Yeah, absolutely. Kirtan, what is the best way to build faith and trust in your own imagination? Like when you say a knowing it's done, but aren't seeing results as fast as you'd like, how do you keep believing? See, I'm not the person that tells you you have to believe it. I'm not the person that tells you have to feel it. How many times in your life have you been blindsided by something? Something happened and you never expected it to happen, both good and bad. Did you have faith in it? Did you believe it? Did you visualize it? Probably not. I use this example a lot, but everything in your life is manifested effortlessly. You don't have to believe it. You just have to know. You know the sun is going to rise every morning. You don't have to visualize it. You just know it is. Right? And you know when the sun starts to rise, birds outside start singing and chirping, right? Every morning. Do you have to visualize for that? No. You know that you have oxygen to breathe, right? You're breathing. Do you have to affirm for that? Do you have to sit here and do robotic affirmations 1,000 times a day to have air to breathe? No. You know you have air to breathe. But do you physically see the oxygen in front of your face? No, but you know it's there. That's manifestation. It's just a knowing. It's kind of like if you watch my lazy girl method video, I talk about how the weather changed on my vacation. The 3D was showing me complete opposite. It wasn't conforming right away. I hate that term. I hate it so much when coaches are like, oh, they're conforming. You're not conforming. They were always that way. It's just a different reality you're shifting to. So, with my vacation, everything was showing me the weather was going to be horrible. My friend was telling me that, and she lives there, okay? And everything said, it's not going to work out the way you want. And I was like, yeah, it is. I don't care. And it did. Weather cleared up as soon as I got there. And it was perfect the entire week I was there. And after I left, Hurricane Milton happened. Coincidence? I think not. When I cured my cancer, when I was diagnosed, I told the doctor it was going to take one treatment. I still went to the doctor. I still went to a treatment, okay? The doctor told me to be more realistic. The doctor said it's going to take this many treatments. If that doesn't work, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I was like, no, it's going to take one treatment. Guess what? It took one treatment. I have been cancer-free for over 20 years. I still go to screenings once a year. I get a biopsy done every year. I had one scare in 20 years. It was a few years ago. I was going through a lot at the time, and when they told me they needed to do a deeper biopsy because there might be something again, I was like, no, it's a false positive. I'm good. I'm healed. Guess what it ended up being? A false positive. They made a mistake. "3D does not matter." And telling me, oh, it's not conforming fast enough, says who? Time doesn't exist. There is no past. There is no future. So when you're telling me it's not shifting fast enough for you, you're focused on the future. Essentially, you're driving your car and you're looking 3 miles ahead of you, wondering why you're hitting trees. Look at what's directly in front of you. You only have the now moment. If you're watching me, this is the only moment you have. The past no longer exists, it's perceived. So whatever happened in the past is only in here. Okay? It's the stories you keep replaying. The future is not here yet. So you don't even know what's happening. You only have the now. That's it. Magic 8 Ball. I've been doing robotic affirmations last night, and today it's been changing my mindset quite well, because this time I'm not trying to force it like I did before. That's perfect. And see, I'm not against robotic affirmations. If they work for you, great. I'm trying to help those that doesn't work for, right? But I can still coach people that do robotic affirmations. I have. And that's what they like. So great. I'm like, okay, great. Then we need to do these type of affirmations if you're going to do them. Right? More focused on you, as opposed to, most people come to me for SPs, right? As opposed to your person. Because most people trying to manifest a person, they make their affirmations about the other person. It's not about the other person. Again, that person would not exist in your reality if you were not aware of them. Period. I don't even know what I'm going to title this live, because I'm mainly going over stuff that I've gone over many times. It's just me repeating the stuff that's in my videos. I use robotic affirmations partially as a way to keep myself from losing focus and going back to the old story. Okay, if that works for you. See, everybody's different. Me, if I do robotic affirmations, I will fixate on it. I will obsess over it. And yeah, then I start looking at the 3D like, why isn't it here yet? So for someone like me, this is where I tell them, just know the thing once and let it go. Just let it go. Just go about your day. Do your thing and allow it. That's how I personally manifest. I might script something once, I might think about it once, and then I move on. Other people need to robotically affirm. Great. Some people need to journal every day. Great. Some people need to visualize. I can't personally visualize, so I can't relate. But if they need to do that, they need to do that. Hi, Life of Soraya. Hi, Sarah. It's been a long time. Sarah's out here living her best life and just forgot about me. She's out here just manifesting all the things, living her best life. I actually don't mind it when people do that. If I don't hear from someone, I assume that they got their desire. Because there's plenty of people that I coach once and then I don't hear from them. Life of Soraya. I am trying to work on self-concept, but sometimes I get those old limiting beliefs. In fact, I feel like I need to stop manifesting my boyfriend back. Okay. So then stop trying to manifest someone. Focus on you. Sarah knows. I have people focus on them. Your person cannot focus on you if you are focused on them and not yourself. Got like this hair on me, I think. Think about it. Where attention flows, energy goes, right? That's the old saying, right? What does that mean? So if you are putting all your focus on someone else, on trying to get them back, how can they focus on you? How can they do that? You're focused on them. Your 3D reality is a mirror. If you want your 3D reality to focus on you, you have to focus on you. Sarah, I've been moving into my house, but I haven't forgotten. Oh, that's awesome. Moving is, ugh. I want to move, but then I don't because of that process. But I hire movers when I move because I am not doing it. I will hire a bunch of strong men and they can lift all my things in the truck and they can move it for me. I am not doing it. See what I'm saying? Sarah's out here living her best life, moving into a house and getting it all pretty. So I said she's living her best life. But yeah, I think I need to start coming back on live on Sundays, maybe Friday evening. We'll see. Gosh, moving is the most difficult thing, but I have to manifest moving as I've decided I've a job in a new state. The irony. There you go. It's the double-edged sword, right? We're gonna get the job we want, we're gonna get the dream house, but gosh, now we gotta move into it. Curton, can you give examples of how one goes back to focusing on self when you're worried about external circumstances? Why are you worried about external circumstances? That's number one. You're still worried that the 3D is real. The 3D is an illusion. Your outward reality is just you pushed out. It is a mirror. It is one selection of reality out of infinite numbers of realities that you can select from. How you select the reality is by being the identity that is experiencing it. That is quantum jumping. That is quantum leaping. It's shifting realities. And that's what manifestation is. There's so many ways that it's explained in this space. Quantum leaping, quantum jumping, shifting reality, manifestation, law of assumption, law of attraction, da 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 da. It's all the same. It's all the same. Your external world, your circumstances, is an illusion. It's one selection of reality, and all variations exist. The one that you don't wish to experience, the one that you do wish to experience, and everything in between. So just chill, just relax. I just saw 313. That's a number that means something to me. So just relax. 3D is 3D. Let it be 3D. Don't worry about it. It's kind of like if a stranger came up to you and called you the wrong name, would you get upset about it? Probably not. You would just say, oh, you must be mistaking me with somebody else. So why are you getting upset with the 3D? 3D is just ignorant. It still thinks you're someone else. That's what it thinks. It's misidentifying you. Life is Soraya. I also had a similar question on 3D. My boyfriend deleted all our pictures from our shared drive, and I have been spiraling, and that's what made me think of stopping manifestation. manifesting. What should I do? How do you know that he didn't delete the files off of the drive to free up space because he needed the space for something else? But he took those photos and put it on another drive. How do you know? I do that stuff all the time. I clear out my Google Drive like once a month. And I have, like, I picked this up earlier. This is an external hard drive. I have like 3 of these. External hard drive, okay? I have multiples of these. I have one for my content for this. I have one for my other business. This is the one for my content for this. It's in purple. I color code them. I have one for my other business, and I have a personal one. How do you know he didn't put it on like an external hard drive or on his phone or on his laptop or on his tablet or whatever? How do you know? You don't know. Brian, I get bullied. I can't chill, ma'am. I understand. And I was bullied when I was younger too. But you have to realize that most people that bully you have their own issues. So I know it's difficult, but see them differently. H. Khan. Hey, I am very much ambitious regarding my purpose in life, but I cannot get out from the trap of laziness. I lay all day in the bed, all the day in bed. See, I told you guys I'm dyslexic. I mix up stuff all the time. And just stuck in my brain, may I get some advice? Well, you have to ask yourself, if you want to be ambitious, you want to be a different person, would that person be laying in bed all day? Think of it like acting or like playing a role or playing pretend when you were a kid. The person you want to be, would they be laying in bed all day? And most of the time, if you're laying in bed all day, you're depressed. And depression is typically by what? Focusing on the past. The past is perceived. The past is not real. It doesn't exist anymore. You only have the now moment. Every moment is a new moment. You get to choose. Like, I could have easily not came on live today. I could have said I don't feel like it. After I got home, I'm like, I'm just going to play my phone game. I'm going to sit here and scroll TikTok. I'll do it tomorrow. Well, what did I do? I showed up anyway. Because I identify as the coach that shows up when I say I'm going to show up. I did change the time because something came up, but I still showed up. So, what does the version of you that has the desire you want, what are they doing instead of laying in bed all day? Ask yourself that. Like, I already know what I'm going to be doing after I get off of here. After I get off of here, I had Chick-fil-A the other day, and I just noticed that I have Chick-fil-A sauce on my table. I am going to go make chicken, and I'm going to put that on it. It's the sriracha sauce. I love this stuff. So after I get off of here, I'm going to go make chicken. And I'm going to put it on the chicken. Actually, I have some chicken in my fridge. So I'm going to make the chicken. I'm going to put that on it. Have some vegetables with it. And I also have stuff in my fridge to make spaghetti. I'm going to make that tomorrow. My son actually requested it. So I'll be making that tomorrow. Make a meat sauce. And I make a one-pan spaghetti. That's what he likes. So I'm going to be doing that. Like that's me. right? So ask yourself, what is the person that functions the way you want, that has the reality that you want? What are they doing? Like I showed my desk earlier on how it's organized and everything. One side of my desk at least. I gotta get the other side organized. I did that recently because I said a high level person that I want to be would have a clean and organized desk. So I cleaned it. And it took me all of like 20 minutes. But it wasn't clean. It had a bunch of like books and papers and all types of stuff on it. It needed dusted, it needed cleaned off. I didn't have my dual monitors. I only had the laptop up there. I set up the dual monitors. I set up everything. Right? In 20 minutes. And I put it off for months. Months. But the moment I decided this is who I am, I got it done. This is why identity is everything. Because let's use the number one topic, okay, in all of my coaching and in my chat here, SPs. If you were in the desired relationship that you want, how would you be acting? You would not be sitting here affirming all day for your person. You wouldn't. Oop, hit my tripod. You wouldn't. If you were with the person that you desire, you wouldn't be affirming, I am with XYZ. You wouldn't be saying, I am chosen. You wouldn't be saying, I am prioritized by XYZ. You wouldn't. You wouldn't be checking their social media. I'm calling it out because I've done it, okay? You wouldn't be going on their Instagram and seeing who they're following and who they're unfollowing and who's following them and who's liking their posts. And yeah, I'm calling you out. You wouldn't go on Instagram and see, oh, did they like my story? Who cares if they liked your story? Listen, current relationship, he doesn't have social media, okay? He's a business guy. That's what I wanted. He does not have social media. He doesn't care for it because it distracts him. He knows what I do. He knows that I'm on here, okay? But he doesn't have social media, so I can't really talk about him. But past relationships, right? I was in a relationship for 3 years, and he did have social media. I hardly ever went to his page in 3 years. Why? Because I was with him. I didn't care what he's posting and what he's liking, right? You're not going to care about that. I've had people tell me, women mainly, well, what if he's following OF models? Okay, and if you are with him, he's loving on you, he's doting on you, he's doting on you, I said it wrong, he's doting on you, right? He's literally treating you like a queen. Why would you care? Oh no, he's following an OF model. Who freaking cares? Who cares? Oh no, he liked another woman that posted a picture in a bikini. Who cares? Who cares? He's loyal to you. Why does it matter? The man still has eyes. You still look at other men. Don't say you don't. We know you do. It's okay. It's human. So you see my point. Like, it doesn't matter what they're doing on social media. It doesn't matter what they're doing on social media. If you need to, you can, like, I think on Instagram, you can silence the notifications for them if you don't want to unfollow them or whatever. But if you need to, unfollow them. Unfollow them. Block them. Delete the app off of your phone. If people hit you up, your friends, your family, just say that you're doing a social media detox. It's a good thing. Okay? If you were in the relationship that you desire, right, you would not care what they're doing. You wouldn't. If you do and you need to micromanage people because of your insecurities, I'm saying this very gently, please go to therapy because you're not ready for a relationship yet. Okay? Imagine it flipped around. Imagine if you had a partner that was micromanaging everything you did, that asked you, oh, why did you like that guy? Why did you follow that guy? Who was that? Why did you talk to the guy at Starbucks that was asking what your order is? Okay? Why'd you smile at him? You wouldn't like it, but yet you're doing it. You might not be saying it directly to them, but it doesn't matter. It's the same. It's the same. Why are you worried about what they're doing on social media? Delete the freaking apps off your phone. And I have coaching clients that I literally tell them, delete the apps off your phone. Unless you are an influencer and need the apps on your phone, delete them off your phone. And yes, I do have influencers as clients. Okay? Delete them off your phone. You don't need them. And I forgot who said it because there's so many. Hold on. I want to see something. Like Soraya. I'm going to call you out. Sorry, honey. Said that her boyfriend deleted photos off of a drive. How do you know this? Why are you looking at the drive? If you were living together, if you were married, if you were in the relationship you desire, and he deleted them off of the drive, would you care? No. No, the answer is no. It's no. Why do you even know that he deleted them off the drive? Because you're obsessing over it, because you're looking at it. Why are you looking at it? Why are you looking at it? Do you sit there and paint your walls and watch it dry? Are you drying yet? Are you drying? No, you don't. Why are you looking at these things? Why? If you were in your identity of being the person that has the experience you want, you would not be doing the things you're doing. I can give the example as for money and success, because I have business clients. Outside of this, my other business is I do marketing and advertising, and I do business consulting. Okay? So it's the type of people that I deal with. Okay? Let's say I have a client that is making $200,000 a year. They want to 10x their business. They want to make $2 million a year. I start analyzing what they're currently doing, their processes, where they're advertising, how they're advertising, their entire model, their product, their service, right? And I ask them, are you operating as a business that is making $2 million a year? If they are spending $100 on ads a month, that is not operating as a business that's making $2 million a year. A business making $2 million a year, okay, is spending thousands a month in advertising. And also, if they're looking at their analytics every hour of the day, they are not living within their business. They're not being who they should be within their business. And then I tell them how someone making $2 million a year is operating. Because I have had clients of all of it. People making 50K a year, people making hundreds of thousands a year, and people making millions a year. I've had one client in my other business that makes over 500 million a year. This is my passion. Magic 8 Ball. This is my passion business. Talking about the coaching this is my passion business. Inked MD, good evening. You lit up the free park with the mask of conflict. I don't know what that means, but okay. Sure. I'm over here going on a rant on why people need to stop paying attention to 3D. But I lit up the free park, apparently. Ah, I love you guys. Maybe that should be the title of it. I lit up the free park. No one's gonna know what the heck I'm talking about until they watch the video. I'm just gonna title it, I lit up the free park. Are you a rationed bird, or do you like rationing? I'm not a bird at all. I am a human. And I'm afraid of heights, so I wouldn't want to be a bird. Unless it's like a pigeon, not a pigeon, a chicken, maybe a penguin, because they don't fly, right? This is when the goofiness comes out. Yeah, guys. Everyone that's like SP this, SP that, stop focusing on it. Do you apply manifestation logic to your other business? 100%. And I can tell you this, millionaires and billionaires 100% believe in manifestation. How do you think they got there? Through their identity. Some might tell you, oh, it's hard work. Okay. My washing machine works hard. It doesn't make me money. How many hard workers do you know that barely make $30,000 a year? It's not hard work. It's identity. It's being the person they want to be. Absolutely nothing wrong with making $30,000 a year if that's what you want. So I don't look down on anybody. I don't care if it's the CEO or the janitor. Okay? As long as they are happy doing what they are doing, that is all that matters. Okay? But it's when they are coming to me and they are not happy. That's when we talk about identity. Talking about birds and me talking about penguins. I thought about this, like, this was back in the day. I'm going to age myself and I don't care. Back in the day, like MySpace days and shit, when memes started. Okay. And we didn't even call them memes back then. Uh, and I had one, and it was like a bunch of penguins, and it looked all crazy and stuff. And I said, one by one, the penguins stole my sanity. I just thought about that because of the whole penguin thing. And we're talking, gosh, when was that? 2006? 2007? I don't know. Maybe even 2005? 20 years ago? Gosh. It's always so crazy to me. I lose track of time, guys, because I don't pay attention to it. I don't pay attention to time. So I lose track of time and I'll look and be like, huh, 2005 was 20 years ago. That's insane. Just like I was talking about 2020, something that happened in 2020, not what everyone talks about, was something personal. And I was talking with a friend and I was talking about it as if it was yesterday. And he said, girl, he's like, you know, that was 5 years ago. I was like, oh, wow, it was. You don't have to be old to remember MySpace. I know people that are in their 20s that remember MySpace because they were kids on there. I was very much an adult. Back when MySpace was in its heyday, I was an adult. "2005 is as close to 1985 as it is to today." And that's crazy. That's insane to think that, right? To put it in perspective, yeah. Yeah. But there was so much advancements from 1985 to 2005 that it feels like it was longer than 20 years. Like so much advancements in technology and just so many things that comparing 1985 to 2005 is like an insane difference. Whereas if we talk about 2005 to now, yeah, there's advancements, yeah, there's changes, stuff like that, but it's not as drastic. At least in my opinion. Other people can disagree, that's fine. It is almost 10 o'clock here. I will stay on here for another 20 or so minutes. Laughter is sweet, like honey dripping from the honeycomb coming among the smoke. The drastic is probably AI. Yeah, that is drastic. But that was like the last few years though. Like that's within the last what? 3 to 5 years. But I agree that is the most drastic, but that's more recent. And can you imagine what it's going to be like in another 20 years? Like if we talk about like 2045, it's going to be insane. When you said the most drastic is probably AI, at first I read it as you were saying the person above you was AI. I was like, probably. Ah. Curton, should I unblock my person if I'm manifesting an apology from them? I mean, that's up to you. But why do you care so much about an apology? See, people that try to manifest an apology, I'm like, why does it matter? Why does it matter? Especially if you're revising the past. Why does it matter? Then they never did the thing that made you upset, right? Or if you're going to be in a relationship with them, like that's the ultimate goal. Why do you care so much about an apology? It's to stroke your ego. It doesn't matter. It will be unprecedented. Yeah, absolutely. Alyssa, in the mid and late 80s, we used big black floppy disks. Yeah, 100%. I was still a kid in the 80s, but I remember in the 90s, we had the big floppy disks. People call that the save icon now. Floppy disks, VHS tapes, vinyl records. Yeah. And what's insane is when we think about like vinyl records, right? Vinyl records went to A tracks, they went to cassette tapes, it went to um what? CDs. Now CDs are basically obsolete. Nobody buys CDs for music anymore, right? We're streaming on different services. I still listen to the radio. I'm old school. I listen to the radio, but sometimes. Yeah. Yup. No, floppy disks originated in the 80s. They were bigger. So they had less space. When we talk about like I was a kid, but I still know when I got computers in the 90s is that the discs were not the same as the 90s and it didn't hold as much space. There's still CDs in your area. Okay. I know like no one buys them where I am and they're cheap. You can get them cheaply, sure. But no one buys full albums anymore. Like early 2000s we were getting the full album of Britney Spears, right? No one's doing that now. No one's doing that with Sabrina Carpenter. Yeah, the aux cable was the big like the big what was that called? I don't know. The case that you could put the different CDs in and you flip through it. Your friends would flip through it and find CDs that they want to play. And if you had a CD changer in your car, oh my gosh, you were the thing. That was everything back then. IncMD, the climate is affecting the world's economies and is deteriorating from factory li liquidity, the source of workers and employees. The recession has begun and no economy will be spared from it. I mean, if that's the reality you live in, that's not the reality I live in. Have fun with that, though. Speaking of AI, should I be nice? It literally sounds like this guy is going on ChatGPT and typing in something and then post and pasting it in here. I'm just saying. It makes no sense to the conversation. And I'm not opposed to ChatGPT, by the way. Um, I have used it for a lot of things, like with my other business, especially with doing sales copy and all of that. I have toyed around with it and played around with it as far as helping as an aid with manifestation. That's why it's part of a lot of the courses and books that I do. And I'm thinking about making a workshop or a course on using ChatGPT as a manifestation aid, because it can be used in so many ways. You can use it to help you with affirmations. You can use it to help you with scripting. You can use it to role play. Like, especially if it's for an SP, you can have it, train it to be like your SP and talk to you like you're texting your SP. You could train it to be your manifestation coach, if that's what you prefer. And see, I'm not opposed to that. So many of these gurus out here are bashing AI because they're scared that AI is going to replace them. I'm not worried about that. I don't worry about being replaced. See, I actually like it when I coach somebody and I don't hear from them because I assume that everything worked out. And sometimes I hear from them months later with a success story. Illyrian, true. I've been doing it too, even using AI as the psychic guide. Sure, whatever works for you. Carton, do you ever get scared of not having privacy with ChatGPT? No, because again, your entire reality is you. So what privacy? Everything is you. Everything is you. I'm so real and authentic that, especially in real life, that I don't worry about what people think or know or anything like that. Magic 8 Ball. I've used ChatGPT to coach me and sent it on deep dives to find information I want. Perfect. Richard, sorry, new here, but what is the topic today? The topic is always the topic that is on my channel. It's literally on the title. It's on the title of this live. Ah. A friend of mine did a social experiment and posted that she was selling apple pies on Sunday and taking orders now. And that the cost would be, I forgot what the cost was, whatever amount. And that they would be available for pickup at 5 p.m. on Sunday. And she had the date. Majority of the comments were, what type of pies are they? When will they be available? How much are they? Illyrian, would you say that people were more spiritually aware in the 80s and 90s as compared to today, or different? I think people are more spiritually aware now, but maybe that's my experience. Magic 8 Ball, Chat GPT finds information and answers questions a lot better than Google AI in my experience. I've used both. So like when I'm doing research on something, like example here, if a client comes to me for business consulting and it's not in a niche or a business model that I have personally coached before, I will do a deep dive research on it. I've used both Google and ChatGPT. Because I have the what is it, the pro version or whatever of ChatGPT, so I'm not limited to anything. I mean, I obviously make my thumbnails when I'm off camera using ChatGPT. I type in what type of image I want and it makes it for me. Like the recent one, I said that I wanted an image of a person that looks frustrated, that has a bunch of sticky notes around them with affirmations. That's what it gave me. Like the idea for my thumbnails comes from me. I just have it make the image. I have also used ChatGPT to structure my courses. So the SP challenge and the 7-day burn the boats challenge are structured by ChatGPT. I literally typed out, this is the type of course that I'm making. These are the lessons within the course. How should I structure it? Because I'm not the best at structuring things. I'm great at teaching, right? And just talking, but structuring it, that's where I use the tool. I do because I use it so much. So I use it for research. I use it, like I said, in my other business to write sales copy, especially when it's a business that I am not as versed in. I will think of ways to word things, but I want it more specific to their industry and their product. I'll use ChatGPT, but then I'll alter it to where it sounds better based off of my experience with marketing and advertising. What is going to get them clicks and conversions? That's what I do all day. And I know people are like, well, if I've had people ask me this, so I'm going to call it out. When people have asked me, well, if you do marketing and advertising, how come you don't have a ton of subscribers and followers and because I don't care. I don't care. It's not what I'm here for. The amount of the population that is even aware of manifestation is a small percentage. I think it's like 1% of the population. And then from that, I am not for the masses in the manifestation field. I'm not for the people that want the content that says, get your SP to text you by the end of this video. That's not me, right? Did I get disconnected? I did. Or this technique will guarantee your manifestation. If it doesn't, you did it wrong. No, I don't post that type of content. I am not for those people. I am for the people that I'm their last stop. That they've done all of that stuff, they know about manifestation, and they're fed up with it. That's where I come in. So we just narrowed 1% of the population down to like the smallest fraction. I'm not for the masses. I'm for those that are ready. Those that are ready to delete social media instead of obsessing over their person. Those that are ready to be the identity that they want to be. That's who I'm here for. And yes, I have had people that have booked coaching with me, and it's very rare. It's only been like 2 that didn't like my style, but it's like, it's the same as on here. It's the same as in my content. It's no different. I'm not going to all of a sudden, once you book coaching with me, become the coach that says affirm 1,000 times a day. Right? Focus on your person. It doesn't happen. Okay, Inked MD. I have no idea what you're going on about, but it seems like you're just talking into the void. So I'm going to let you talk into the void somewhere else. Magic 8 Ball. I can't stand it when people limit it to just one technique or say there are certain things you can't manifest. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. How can you believe that you are all that there is? You are the I am. You are reality itself, and say that there's this one thing you can't manifest. That doesn't make sense to me. I've had people come to me that were told by other coaches that you can manifest money, but you can't manifest a person. How do you think you manifest money? It doesn't just come out of thin air. People give it to you. People buy your service. People buy your product. You get hired somewhere, right? You get a promotion, whatever it is. People still are part of that. So you are still manifesting other people to do what you want. It's the same thing. It's no different. It doesn't matter whether it's platonic or romantic. If someone comes to me and says they haven't been in contact with a friend that they had in high school and they want to be back in contact with them, it's the same thing, the same process as someone that tells me they were blocked by their SP 3 months ago. It's the same thing. Illyrian, especially on the Everyone Is You pushed out, I see so many manifestation coaches having different opinions on that concept. Your resonates perfectly with me. Yeah, and see, it's so confusing for people. It's kind of like self-concept. I've talked about this. Most people, when they talk about self-concept, if you really listen to what they're saying, they're talking about self-love and confidence. I'm not saying that those things are bad. Those things are great, but that is not self-concept. Concept of self, self-concept is identity. Again, you could not love yourself. You could not like who you are. You could be very shy and timid and still get your manifestation. How many millionaires out there are not the most social people? They're not super confident, right? But they have money flow to them. How many times have you seen people in relationships that aren't the most attractive socially, right? By society standards. They're not the most attractive, but then their partner is like supermodel attractive, right? Would you say they have a bad self-concept? No. And they themselves might not even be happy with how they look, but they still have their person. And this is why I don't judge, like, at all. I've had people that were overweight, old, ugly, tell me, my person's out of my league. Why? Because society says so. What do you say? Right? What do you say? I can tell you this. Me obese and me now had no problems attracting men. None. And when I was obese, I did not look like this. Okay? What I should do is, it's hard because some of those photos I did, like, it's obvious that I put a filter on my face because I was not happy with how I looked. But there is like one particular photo where I'm on the side where you can see my face, and it's horrible. What I should do is maybe like block off this part of my face and post that side by side with a different video. A different photo. Like a current photo to kind of show you guys. And I was still attracting men, no problem. I literally have men chase me down in parking lots when I go to the store, asking me if I'm single for my number. obese, social, so-called unattractive me, and now. T.O., I love your videos. Thank you. I appreciate that, T.O. Curtin, do you have a favorite client testimony? Oh gosh, there's so many. And I have newer ones that I need to get out also. It's hard to say. I can tell you what the favorite is of most people that find me. It's I think it's the video that's titled Devastation to Manifestation, of the guy that had an intense situation with his boyfriend, who is now his fiance. Just saying. He revised it. It's one of the best revision stories, but that honestly is not like the best client testimony that I have, in my opinion. Like, SPs are great, don't get me wrong, right? But people fixate on that video alone. And I love you guys. I do. I love that you love that story. I love him. He's an amazing person. But it is not the best. He turned the situation around with his boyfriend. They're now engaged. They're going to be married. Great. But what about someone reversing their cancer? Right? What about someone manifesting, fixing the health condition of their father? That, I have that up. I forgot the name of the video. Okay. What about the recent one where she couldn't have kids? She tried for 10 years with fertility treatments, and now she's pregnant with twins. Like, sure, love, great. But what about stuff like that? I personally have a friend that a few years ago told me they wanted to get in contact with a family member they have not heard from or seen since they were a child. And I helped them change their perspective on it. And they ended up getting in contact with that person 6 months later. What about stories like that? Right? Impossible situations. What about like my story, or in some of the other ones, going from homeless and poverty to thriving financially? Right? But yeah, the favorite of viewers and people that come to me for coaching is the one with the guy that revised his situation. And I posted 2 videos about him. The first one, when was that? January, I believe. And then the second one was a couple of months after that. But he completely turned his situation around. There was a whole bad situation with it. One that most people would call impossible. Okay. I have another SP success story coming out soon. She's amazing. She's actually going to get on a call with me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to record myself and have my other phone on me and put it on speakerphone. And I'm going to have a live call with her. And I'm going to record it and post it for you guys. But she has an amazing story. I'll say that. Another great one with SP, I just thought about this, was the recent one that I posted of the trans woman that manifested her now partner out of nothing. She didn't have a person that she wanted, a particular person, right? She knew what type of woman she wanted to be in a relationship with. She knew what type of partner she wanted, but she hadn't met them yet. That was a voice message one, and that's on my channel also. There's also the one where she is an actress and basically manifested her celebrity SP. They're going to be recording together this summer. Actually, no, it's now. See, again, I'm losing track of time. They started recording now. I haven't heard from her in a bit. So, do I have favorite books? Yeah, I have a whole Amazon list. So if you go to any of my videos, you'll see the link to my my Stan store. On my Stan store, at the top, I have my Amazon storefront link. You can go to that. I have a whole list of books. Some of them are over here, though. Some of them are, hold on. Number 1, Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Actually, no. That's number 2. Number 1, this. This right here is a manifestation guidebook. I have been interpreting this in a lens of manifestation since I was 13. I saw the discrepancies in it when I actually read it multiple times by the time I was 13. And I realized that the preacher at church was not interpreting it the way that I did. And then shortly after I had my death experience, that story is over on my member side of my channel. I didn't really want to post that publicly because I do have some people that would, you know, not be kind. But yeah, the Bible is number 1. Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Also, all of these, I have all 4. Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. I have all 4. They're all 4 over here. I'm just moving them around. Untethered Soul is another great one. Wherever you go, there you are. And it's not near me, but of course, The Alchemist. Of course. Great book also. I have that one on audiobook. I did lend that book to someone, the physical book, but I have it on audiobook also. I have a lot of my books on audiobook. Like on Audible. As far as like, let's see, I have some other books over there. As far as like when we're talking about business, hold on. When we talk about business and success, when we talk about money and things like that, they're not marketed for that, but Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Great book. The 48 Laws of Power. Another great one. If used in the right way, okay? Let's see. That didn't work out the way I wanted. I went to grab a book and the whole shelf fell. That's all right. I'll fix it in a minute. Another one that is great that isn't printed anymore. This was a gift. Okay? And I looked it up and it is expensive now because they don't print this anymore. But My Ego, My Higher Self, and I. This one is written by Jerry Hirschfield. Yep, this is a good one. I've had this one for probably close to 20 years. It was a gift from someone. Life of Soraya. Do you think I can manifest my boyfriend back? He said he doesn't even want to see my face again. Girl, go watch my videos we were just talking about. I had a client And it was the one that I'm just talking about where he completely flipped the situation around with his boyfriend. He left him and told him to leave him alone. He was also sending him explicit photos of him with another man. Okay? If he can flip his situation around, why can't you? I'm trying to fix this shelf real quick. Okay. At least put it back up. It's kind of a shelf. It's like one of those laptop stands, and I had my books on top of it, and it fell everywhere. But it is what it is. I will fix the books in a minute. I at least wanted to get the shelf back up there. Curtan, do you ever feel some of Tolle's teachings contradict manifestation? Doesn't he talk about accepting the now as is? And see, this is why you have to take things in your own way. So I like the power of now because that's what really put it in perspective for me. Oh, and I just realized I dropped my tea. I'm going to need to clean that. Wonderful chaos of my life. But anyway, to answer your question, it's mainly to put it in perspective for you that you only have the now moment. That's what you need to take from it. Every teacher out there, you have to understand, is trying to get rid of a layer on people because you're conditioned by society and by whatever life you've had up until now to have the beliefs and the thoughts and everything else that you have. So they have to be peeled back in layers. This is why typically when people come to me, they have followed The Secret, Law of Attraction, Law of Assumption, Eckhart Tolle, Esther Hicks, right? Bob Proctor, like all of those things. And it's great. But sometimes they don't interpret it in the way that I do. So I hope that answers your question. Like it's really up to interpretation. It's up to taking their message in the right way. Does that make sense? This is driving me nuts. Again, OCD. Sorry, it is what it is. I'm trying to pick up the books because they're all over the place. Okay. I got the books picked up. But yeah. Number 1 manifestation guide, this thing. I don't care what religion you are. Pick up your Bible. It could be any Bible. Any Bible. Any religion. You can interpret it in the lens of manifestation. Yeah, I completely dropped my tea. It spilled a little bit. It's not bad. I just gotta clean it. Luckily, my carpets are beige or whatever. I need to fix my shelf though. Like after I get off of here, I need to clean this side of my desk. Because like I said, it's not bad. It's just, it's cluttered because I have like a lot of papers. I have a lot of books. I have supplements, all that sort of stuff. Like supplements like this, like biotin. I don't even take this stuff anymore. It's just over here. I was taking it for a while and then I stopped. And my hair is still growing, so. Magic 8 Ball. Esther Hicks is very popular, but she's one of those who says you can't manifest a specific person and puts reality outside of you. Yeah, the law of attraction typically does. Law of attraction typically puts reality outside of you and says that you have to raise your frequency and your vibration and all this stuff to get what you want. It's funny she says that she doesn't believe you can manifest a specific person, but she did that with her husband. That's all I'm going to say about that. She literally did that with her husband, but okay. Understand that every teacher has truths in what they're saying, okay? Every teacher has things that will resonate with certain people and then won't resonate with other people. Like sometimes my message, people battle me, especially twin flame people. They're like, no, it's true, it's twin flames. Okay, it's a specific person, but all right. It's no different. We're meant to save the world. Okay, sure. She's channeling her perception of source consciousness. Exactly. Exactly. She's not channeling Abraham, it's her own consciousness. Twin flames saving the world, man. There's only 144,000 of us. We're the chosen ones. What does that sound like? Basically, every religion out there. It's a cult. Ah. Okay. Life of Soraya. What do you do when people who say you're delusional when you're trying to manifest the impossible? People call me delusional all the time. It doesn't bother me. I'm like, okay, thanks. And then I move on. Why do you care what they say? Are they living your life? Real story. Are they living your life? Do they dictate the thoughts that you have in your head? Hmm? Do they dictate who you are? No. If they do, you're giving your power away. Do you believe that besides the power we hold in ourselves, that there are external spiritual forces like entities, deities, etc.? No, I don't believe in those things. I believe that those things exist if you believe they exist. When I used to believe in ghosts and spirits and all those things, I would experience them. The moment I realized that those things are just me, they're just my awareness, they're just my consciousness, my perception, I stopped experiencing those things. I stopped experiencing supernatural things. And I was literally, when I was younger, called a medium and a psychic. I was called a medium, a psychic, and a prophet by many because I would say things and they would happen. That's why they called me a prophet. Like, I've prevented car wrecks. I've prevented people from dying in car wrecks. But was I really? Or did I believe it so much that the occurrence still happened, but because I told them, they avoided it, which is perfect, right? A psychic, a tarot reader, anything like that, their predictions that come true, that's just their manifestations, right? And in your reality, if a psychic tells you you're going to meet a certain person, they're going to have these characteristics, and then you meet that person, it wasn't them that did it. It's your belief in it. What do you think people put so much faith in outside forces and not themselves? Because it's the illusion. It's what you came here for. So when I had my death experience, it's really hard for me to explain really because there's no human words for it. But essentially, uh, you came here as God's source, higher power, universe, etc., to have a human experience. So you have to believe the illusion at first, right? The point is for you to remember yourself. The point is for you to have the human experience. The human experience is experiencing all of these things, right? It's kind of like people tell me, oh, I've been in pain my entire life. You wouldn't know what pleasure felt like without pain. That's why it's not good or bad. You wouldn't know what light is without darkness. You wouldn't know what hot felt like without cold, etc., etc. That's what you came here for, to have that experience. Okay. Illyrian, do you think that when it comes to people manifesting higher dimensional beings, they could materialize them into physical reality, even newer beings? Yeah, why not? I've heard of people shifting realities into a reality where aliens are actually living with us. And who am I to say that that's not true? That's true for their reality. Okay, Magic 8 Ball. I believe they are real in the sense that the experience of being a ghost or a deity exists in consciousness. Yeah, it's just your experience is what you say. Alyssa, I used to do that when I was a kid. I would tell my mom too when who was calling her before she picked up the phone. This was before we could see who was calling. Yeah, before caller ID. Yep. Same. I grew up poor, so we couldn't afford stuff like that. So yeah. Mm-hmm. It is now, I've been on here for 2 hours and 22 minutes and now 22 seconds. 222222. Okay. David, how about people filled with the Holy Spirit of God? Is the manifestation equally the same? You are God. So you're always filled with the Spirit of God because you are God. You are the God of your reality. Period. I announce it on my community tab. So when I go live, I announce it on my community tab. Always. Sometimes I reschedule it. So keep an eye on it. Sometimes I'll change the time if I need to, like this week I needed to. I scheduled it and then it was like the next day or whatever. I first said I was going to go live at 3 and then I went live at 8. So always check the community tab and check it like the day of and stuff to see if I've changed it. But yeah, I always announce it. I'm trying to get my sleep schedule a little bit better. It's been all over the place. But once I do, I'm hoping to have a more consistent time that I'm going to come on here. Like, I don't know, Sunday at 3, um, Friday at 10, stuff like that. Yeah, I rescheduled this time. Correct. Illyria, my sleep schedule's been all over the place too. Yeah, it happens. Especially when I don't have a particular schedule, because I don't work a normal job. So, like a lot of my consults are in the afternoon, with clients from my other business. And then when I'm doing the actual work part, I can do it whenever I want. I just have a deadline usually. Like I have to get it done in 7 days, or I have to get it done in a couple of days, or whatever it is, right? So it's not like I have to do it at a set time. Kirtan, when you're trying to manifest on a time crunch, do you have any tips? Don't focus on time. Again, in this entire life, how much have I talked about that time doesn't exist? How many times have I talked about that? And I've talked about that in a lot of my other lives and videos as well. If you're focusing on a time crunch, you are essentially saying that there is time. What time crunch? Time doesn't exist. You could have easily said that when I went on my vacation that there was a time crunch because the weather was still bad when I left to go there, right? But when I arrived, all of a sudden it cleared up. So what time crunch? If you already have it, then why would there be a time crunch? Exactly. Exactly. See, Elena knows. I believe Elena has been in my chat quite a bit. It's the same thing of people checking social media, checking on their person. You would not be doing that if you were in the relationship that you want. If you did, that's not healthy. If you do that in relationships, you need to go to a therapist because it's not healthy. It's just not. So it's the same thing. You paying attention to a time crunch, regardless of the manifestation, is essentially like the person obsessing over their SP, going on Instagram, seeing, oh, did they follow somebody? Who did they follow? Going through the hundreds of people that they follow to try to find the new one. That's what you're doing. And yes, I have clients that do this. That's why I'm pointing it out. And I've done it in the past too, okay? I'm calling myself out. I have done the crazy stuff like that. And this is why I talk about it. Because people in happy, healthy relationships don't do that. They don't. This is why oftentimes when 3P situations happen, is because I have a client that this happened to. They went to their person's page and saw that they followed some new person and was like, oh, he must be interested in them. And then the next thing you know, he's posting photos with them. Why? Because you were over there obsessing over it. Out of all the other people that he follows, he's posting pictures with that one. Why? Why? Because you obsessed over it. I am not a brunette, actually. I'm naturally blonde, but this is extremely light. I'm naturally blonde. This is like a level 10 to a 12. That's like the lightest blonde you can get. My natural color is a level 7, 8. I've done my own hair for years. Trust me, I'm not a brunette. I've gone brown. And when I go brown, oh, it's not offensive. I'm just telling you. When I go brown, my roots will grow out lighter than the hair color. I've done my own hair for years, so that's how I know about hair color. A brunette is a level 0. Well, 0 is black, or 1. Sorry, level 1 is black. So from black to say a level 5 is actually considered brunette. 6 is actually a dark blonde. 7 to 8 is your medium blondes. But when you're talking about in contrast to this part, because it's much lighter, it's going to look that way, but it's not. It's kind of like there's different levels for even red hair. Like there's strawberry blonde, right? When we're talking about someone that's a level 7 or higher. And then the darker you get, that's just your regular red hair, right? And you have different variants of that, all the way to auburn and everything in between. Okay, guys. I was staying on here a little bit longer because you guys like were flooding me with questions. If you guys come earlier, it's much better because then I can get through the questions easier. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. I've been on here for 2.5 hours. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go get some food because I am hungry. And then I am going to work on some content. I'm gonna work on, I am working on a self-concept guide that I'm gonna be posting, and that will be free for everybody, okay? Because I feel like, sure, I could charge for it, just like my other ebooks, right? But self-concept is the basis for everything. So I'm going to make that free for you guys. It's going to be just a quick little PDF guide. And I'm going to get that out. I'm also going to edit and get it ready for me to post tomorrow. A new video for my Take Me to Church series going over, of course, Bible verses. And this one is going to be a good one. I'll just say that. But they're all good. But yeah, me doing that, and maybe I might record some more content on camera. We'll see. Yeah, guys. I hope you guys have a great evening. I will read this real quickly. Magic 8 Ball. So it's considerably lighter than your natural shade. Yeah. So this is, what is that? So I'm naturally like a level 7, 8. So let's say a 7. So 3 to 4 shades lighter, approximately. Jojo, this is good information. Yeah, it does look darker underneath. I thought it looked better, had a hard time listening. Okay. Magic 8 Ball, where's the free concept video? I literally just said I'm creating it. I haven't posted it yet. I have to create it. It doesn't just, I wish that would be like, can I have the thought and it just, and me not create it? I don't know. Maybe. But no, I have to create it first. But it'll be up. It'll be up soon. All right, guys. I'm getting off of here. I'm going to go get food. And as always, I know no matter who's watching this, whether you're watching me live or you're watching the replay, you're about to have the best day or night of your life. And I already know that's the case for you. Take care.